All right, we're back on the old 455E track loader. If you guys have not seen, there's a whole slew of videos on this thing from us picking it up. It was an in-op to begin with. I'll put all the videos in the description down below so you guys can check those out if you've not seen them. But we got this machine. It had been sitting for like 10 years. Got rain down the exhaust pipe. It locked the motor up, all this stuff we didn't know. So we knew the motor was locked up. Anyway, we had to tear the motor apart, rebuild it. We've done a bunch of other work to it. We sent the injection pump off to get rebuilt at area diesel service. The whole motor's been went through, everything's new on it. Everything's running good, top notch, all fluids and filters are changed. And the only thing that's left in this equation, I guess there's two things. Undercarriage and paint. So that's what this video is going to be about. So you guys have been asking about, always wanting to see undercarriage videos and some paint videos. So we've got this one covered for you. So you guys can see this has the triple bar grouser pads on it. This is actually original undercarriage. This machine has, what's this got on, like 3,400 hours, Kevin, or something? Yeah. It's got like 3,400 hours on it. When we get these off, I'll show you, but those pins, you guys can kind of see them. They're wore plumb through the bushings. I also can see here, this track's actually adjusted out past the end of the track frame. So those are stretched beyond repair. So we've got new shoes over here. We got new sprockets. Got two new front idlers, got a couple upper rollers. The few bottom rollers that I checked were still good within spec. We'll look at those a little closer once we get everything off. So we're gonna get the torch out, cut these track chains loose and get them drug out of here. Got it. Oh yeah. We're not setting those on right away anyway. You guys can see that track chain is doing a super twist there. That means all those pins and bushings have a total bunch of internal wear in them. They're not supposed to do that. You can see over here in this one is absolutely trashed. The bushings are wore plumb through the pins. There's what, a 1/4 inch of gap or better in there, so definitely trashed for sure. So we're going to get rid of those things, throw them in the scrap metal, and we'll start working on getting the sprockets and stuff off. These track loaders have sprocket weights on the back here. This is actually more counterweight, counterbalance that front bucket. So you got to be real careful with these. We'll get a forklift and get around this, and we'll take out those last two bolts. Got it. I need to get a pry bar and put in that pry hole there. Back straight up, Kevin. Take the sledgehammer and beat the back side of that sprocket. This side? Yep. Got it. All right, got the old sprocket hub cleaned up, got some anti-seize on it, got a new sprocket there, got the paint off it. Kevin's getting some new bolts out. You guys can go ahead and throw that on there. Getting some SAE washers too, Kevin. We're gonna anti-seize all these up. What happens a lot of times, these bolts get stuck inside the sprocket weight on those things. They can become a pain. So, all right, got our bolts all sprayed. Which one of you guys is gonna turn into the Tin Man here shortly? Down, Kevin. There you go. You guys got fingers, put some bolts in there. Go up a little. All right, we got that sprocket on there, got the other side on there. The boards are actually taking off the front idlers. We're gonna put new idlers on there. We're gonna rebuild the seals and the yokes. We'll show you how to do that. We got the roller stands off. These are actually the press-in style roller stands. Kevin's got these over here. We're gonna show you how to press these off and on. This is the older style. I actually have a seal back here we've got somewhere, but we'll have to press these out. They're pressed in this housing right here. Kevin's taking the caps off here. So the newer styles actually have a two. Did you make a mess without me on camera?
It pooped on me.
No, just set it over here because you gotta get some parts off of it. Stinky girl, we need smell-o-vision. So you're gonna pull that back off again now?
Yeah,
somebody's already seen you done it. So. Oh, that won't come off.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do? Oh, nasty.
That's what I was in the middle of doing.
Yeah. All right, so that's all it holds those on. That there's actually a cap and there's two bolts. It's nasty. Too bad you guys can't smell that crap. It is nasty. That one over there didn't have any oil in it. It's pretty much gone. That shaft's all wore on this one. That shaft's grooved up, so. Oh, you guys are just going up here.
Huh?
Okay. My table will hold it. I was kind of talking about over there.
We made a good piece of plate steel. Then you're making parts off of it.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get this cleaned up, set in the press. We'll press this shaft out. The new rollers over here have the shafts in them. We actually have to take these rollers apart and take this shaft out of these and press into there. All right, Kevin got the new rollers apart, took the caps off. We got the shafts pulled out here. We're gonna go ahead and press these old shafts out of here first, and then we'll get those cleaned up a little better and get the new ones in there. I'm gonna start with that. We'll probably have to put a bolt or something in there. We always get the wrecking ball out.
Good. That'll be pretty quick.
she goes. The bolt behind that roll. Got it.
Winner, winner.
All right, we got those pressed out. We got the old shafts here. I always like to compare them, make sure they're the same height, which these are. So that means we can just press these dudes back in here flush on the end like they was. So if you guys aren't familiar with this style, I actually have a set of seals in each half here. And it's actually metal to metal. It's a finely machined surface, so these actually turn metal to metal, and that's actually what seals the oil up on these. So you gotta have a little bit of pressure on them. But yeah, the rubber doesn't turn, it's all metal to metal. That's the way all your track rollers and all that stuff is on this kind of stuff. So we're gonna get these new shafts pressed in these stands here, and then we'll fill them up with oil. I got one half the seal here, one half in the stand. We're gonna take over and press it out.
Half plus a half
Makes one. Really? That big plate not fit in there?
Oh.
So close. There you go. All right, we'll put that on there to protect those bolt heads. You ready?
Had that big washer on there. World.
Yep, I think so. Things are happening. You're going. Got tight, didn't she?
Yep.
Feels nice, a little bit of drag. All right, I think you're there. Check the back side there. Yeah, we're good and flush, so we should be good.
That's a one.
One more to do. Got her. All right, the boys got the track adjusters, the yokes here. They got them all cleaned up, putting new seals in them. Hunter's getting one in over here. These are just a dirt wiper seal here. It actually kind of scrapes the dirt off that chrome rod. The main seal actually on these older ones goes on over here. On the early ones, the seals go on the rod. The later ones actually go into that yoke over there, but this is the early style. They got this all cleaned up. You guys are gonna notice there's probably some pits there. Keep in mind the seal is gonna seal up inside that yoke over there, so those aren't really gonna matter for what we're doing. Now, if you had the later style seal where it actually rides on that chrome, we'd have to replace that, but being this is early style, we won't have to mess with that. So you gotta put these in the way the grease is blowing on them. So grease is pumping in here and pushing against this seal, so it's got this lip here. It's going to push out, so the more pressure you got, the more it's going to seal up. So that seal's going to press on there like that because the grease is coming in from this way. So we'll get that stuck on there. All right, got that one on there. Like I say, the grease is squirting in here. It's going to push on that lip and seal up against that yoke housing. Hunter's got one more over here we're going to put on this side.
Oh yeah. There it went.
Did you get her?
Got it.
Popped on there just that easy. So
Just that easy.
something you always want to do when you're replacing tracks, chains, or anything. Put your new grease seals in there, because as soon as you don't, they will fail on you. So, all right, got both of them pressed in here. Normally, we'll put oil down through one of these holes, but you guys can see I put oil in each one of these holes, and they're all not drilled all the way through. Usually on the bigger ones, they're drilled through, and you can actually fill the housing up with oil that way. So, what we're going to do is go ahead and put the cap on. Do it the slower, old-fashioned way. We'll just take this plug out, throw oil in that, and check it 2 or 3 times and make sure, because it takes a long time to run through there. So we're gonna leave these off for a little while the oil's running in there.
Well.
Oh yeah. So we'll probably leave these off and let Kevin, he'll fill those up. We're gonna be gone for the next couple days. I think, Kevin, are you painting this dude?
You better believe it, buddy.
I'm gonna leave the camera with Kevin. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah,
so,
it is. That's
Mr. Kevin's gonna have full reign of the camera here for a couple days, so
Your channel's going down, bud.
channel's going down. Ratings are going down.
Yep.
So, we was gonna put the front idlers on. The boys got the yokes rebuilt. We got those put back on there, got new grease seals in them. All the bottom rollers appear to be good and everything, so we'll give those a once over again. We got a couple broken wear bars on these front idlers, so I actually don't have any in stock for this exact machine, so we're gonna get some of those ordered. We'll probably put those on after Kevin paints this, so we're gonna leave all that stuff off. It's gonna make a better job when he paints it and everything. And after he gets it out of paint, we'll put all that stuff back on there. So I got the sprockets and the weights on there, the big heavy stuff that might scratch stuff up. So Kevin, what he'll do, he'll use the big forklift, pick this thing up from the back and take it over through paint. So I actually have a 555G track loader in there right now, so it's about done. This will be going in there next. I think Tucker's made some new decals for it, so I'm not sure what Kevin's gonna do with my camera situation, but he's gonna break it. He's gonna have full reins of it, so he may try to get a little bit of footage of sanding and stuff on that, and then we might do some time lapse of painting it or something. All right, Mr. Randy's been in there for how many?
12 days.
12 days and 7 weeks and
45 minutes.
he's done a good job. He's been sanding on it. What have you been sanding with, 80 grit?
Yeah.
80 grit on the DA. You guys can see there's yellow paint everywhere in here. You've made a mess, Randy.
I really have.
So he's got all these imperfections feathered out. Kevin's actually been helping me getting greasy. So Randy's about done there, right? Got her. So you're gonna shoot a little primer and stuff on some of that, some of those bare areas, and then people's gonna wonder how it got in here like this.
I drove it.
Just let them wear you. I drove it.
I
Drove it. You're gonna drive it right in the paint booth back here behind us too, huh? All right.
It'll fit.
We'll magically figure that out. Well, Randy's got a big old mess to clean up in here. We got another track loader for you out there, Randy.
Yeah, thanks.
Got the old 175 sitting out there ready to get washed. So this is the third track. That'd be the third track loader. He just painted one.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make the second. 3 in a row. That's kind of rare, isn't it? Track loaders. All right, looking good. You turned it gray, bud.
Sorry.
I thought we were going yellow. What color are we going?
Lolo.
Yellow? All right, Kevin got her all primed up. I guess that's what you call primer.
Thanks, straight.
Show me your big, why is this all yellow in here?
I don't know.
He's got my big
Yellow things happen.
big little workshop. It gets sticky in here.
When my boss leaves me in here by myself, I usually just zip tie the handle on the paint gun and put it on the ladder.
Puts it on the floor.
Pitch it that way.
All right. How's this getting in here? Hunter?
Hunter,
You driving it?
Big forklift.
Bring her up, Hunter.
Big Mo.
We got Big Mo outside. We're gonna pick her up,
Get her, Hunter. Get her.
fork her in. I take it that you couldn't pick it up from the rear, right? A little too heavy? Too much bucket. A lot of times we'll carry the tractors in from the rear of the little dozers, but the old 455 said it was too much, huh?
It's too swole.
All right, Hunter's gonna get on the big forklift and pick her up, and we'll get her slid in there. slid in the door here. Try to get it pulled in and over this way so Kevin can raise the bucket up to paint the inside of the arms and stuff. So. Alright, Hunter got the old 455 stabbed in the paint booth. We got the loader arms up, bucket brace in. Kevin likes painting all these hard areas first that you can't get into besides the hood and that stuff. So when it gets all done, the last coat will be, the last couple coats will be on the ground down here, won't it? You're not going to reach that. Keep in mind, this is what how old crawler? 30-some years old? So we're not doing a Cadillac restoration on it here. It's just an old track loader. So you're going to throw some, what, 4, 5, 6 gallons of paint on it probably?
I'm gonna drown it in yellow.
Yeah, we don't cut corners on paint, so it's going to get several gallons of paint on it.
Several autographs.
Several autographs.
Sufficient.
Bob Ross happy accident things and all kinds of good stuff. So we'll set you guys up here on time lapse and you can watch Kevin work. All right, Mr. Kevin did his thing over there. We're going to try to floss this thing in the shop here. Hunter's on the forklift. It's going to be a little tight. Got her. Looking good. over that way hard. Side shift your forks that way too. Go all the way. All the way over. All right, now back on up. Cut her hard, cut her hard. You got her. You got her. Good job. Now you got her in there. Oh, Big Mo did it again. All right, Mr. Hunter got that all set in there. It's looking good. We've actually been working on some idlers here a little bit. We got that one sitting on there. We don't have it bolted up yet. You guys remember, the original wear bars are actually broken. So we got some new ones in there, got those bolted in, the anti-seize on them. We actually got a couple shims on them too. To shim them up. Our bars are about a 1 inch thick, so we've got about 1 inch and 1/8 of clearance there, 1 inch and 1/16. You got to have a little bit of clearance, at least a 1/16 of an inch there to move. You don't want too much of the idlers bumping up and down, so we're gonna get this one slid in there. Like Kevin's got some dirt and stuff on here. So these idlers, you can put them on either way, but it's always best to put the riding outside. The reason is there's actually a oil check plug right here. You guys can see that right there. To make it easier for the next guy if he wants to check the oil out. You can spin them, and that will be on the inside. It's a lot harder to get to. So we're gonna get this dude slid in there. All right, we actually got the yoke bolted up to the idler. New bolts, got anti-seize on there. The last thing to shim up here is actually the side play on here. So we've got the old, take one of those there, Hunter. We've got the old side pieces that actually were on here like this. You guys look, here's actually a groove right there. They're kind of worn down where they was riding on that rail. There's actually a groove on that rail too. So what we like to do, you can get new ones. You actually can flip these over and use them this way and put the worn side out so you can get one more time out of them. And all the shims, you guys remember all these shims? I had a whole bunch of shims in here. You can actually shim these out because you want a little bit of clearance on the sides too, so this is slide in and out. You don't want to be like the 850, the wrecking ball, right, Hunter? That's right. Getting jammed up. You guys not seen that, definitely want to go check out that video. He's working on an 850, putting new undercarriage under it. I actually had an idler that was stuck in a track frame. It involved a wrecking ball. You guys just have to go back and search that. So anyway, you ready to stick some bolts in here? Yeah. We'll show you how these goes. We usually put 2 bolts in here. I actually put all of them in, I guess. Then we'll slide the shims in. If you're wondering why Kevin didn't paint this stuff, we were actually waiting on some wear bars. I didn't have them in stock for this older machine. So he'll probably come back in here and touch it up. You notice we actually kind of cleaned these up so it'll take paint. He'll probably paint these front idlers and this here after a bit. So what we'll do, we'll leave those loose and we'll drop in a couple shims. We already did the other side. It only took 1 shim on each side. We're thinking this one looks like maybe 2. We'll start with 2. If it's not enough or too much, we'll pull them out. We'll do the other side. Oh, that was upside down. There you go. pretty much all your John Deere stuff, even the newer stuff up in the 2000s, is still this same basic way of the shims and the wear bars and all that stuff. So it's important to keep all this stuff shimmed up, especially when you put new track chains on. If you don't shim that stuff up or don't redo that when you put new track chains on, it's going to put a lot more wear on your track chains, and it's going to wear them out quicker and everything else. So better off pulling the idlers off, re-shimming them, and doing it right there. So a lot of times you go to sales, I'll see these idlers, they'll be hopping up like 3/4 of an inch up and down. Like I say, that's all in that wear bar. You can add more shims underneath there too as those wear out to keep that from doing that. So when that starts hopping up, it puts more pressure on your spring back here. So we'll run those impact and see what kind of clearance we got, Hunter. Again, we're looking for about a 1/16 inch of clearance or so, just so it doesn't stick, because it will wear out. So usually just tighten the outside too up till we see where we're at. You kind of see it's pulling it over. I think that's going to be pretty good. We got about a good 1/16 there. It's actually sitting tight on this side. It'll walk over. You got about a little 1/16 there. Back here it's tight, so I think that's going to work out good, ain't it? Yep. Definitely don't want to get them too tight, and they won't move in and out like they should. So Hunter's going to go ahead and tighten those up. All right, Kevin's been in there and worked. We got a coat or two on the front idlers.
Yeah.
So I hate to tell you this, but it looks pretty good.
Look at it. Go ahead. Tell me one more time.
Everybody behind the screens here is telling you it looks awesome. You just can't hear it. Maybe they'll say it in the comments how nice it looks.
Oh, good.
How many gallons of paint did we use?
About 4.
4 gallons?
Yeah.
Kevin's about over painting track loaders. He just painted and touched up the old 175C while ago. He painted a 555G, what, last week, this week?
Yeah.
Track loader's a little more involved. You got all the arms and stuff to paint around and inside, but looks very good for sure. So he's going to put another coat of paint on those. We'll let those dry before we put the tracks on. But we do have the upper rollers here. Got those filled up with oil and everything now. He's got the seat and some parts to put on. Untaping the dash and knobs.
It's just
got some dust in there.
Okay.
We won't
got
tell.
a little bit nervous about that.
We got things looking sharp. They look good. Tucker's got some decals made for it somewhere. Decals. Hunter, you ready to put some upper rollers on?
Sure, why not?
All right. Got both the upper rollers on there. Kevin's put on the old exhaust pipe. You know how many people been wanting me to put a rain cap on there? And you can't really put one on that baloney cut pipe.
Why don't you turn that camera on right now?
Why's that?
I need to
Are you
like
scratching paint?
cut this pipe or something.
So
Put it in the right way.
I was trying to explain, the muffler actually comes up inside here, and it's a smaller pipe that pokes up here. So in theory, the rainwater is supposed to run around the outside of this big pipe and just drip on the motor and not go. Did I get in that wet paint?
Yeah, you did.
It'd be all right. So the water's supposed to run around the big pipe and not go down the little pipe, but I guess if you park something for 10 years, it's gonna go in there, right?
That's right.
Where do you want me?
Over there. Tucker's interrupting. See, you did a good job. Hunter, we need some new bolts for the grill here. We'll put those on. What were those, 3/8, Kevin?
7/8.
3/8. Need some new 3/8 bolts. Oh my God. Wake up, son. Oh my God. I even put anti-seeds in the holes. Oh my God. So you get it all over here.
I got that kid. I got these special bolts paint. Picked it out very specially for you.
Got the grill on there looking good. Mr. Kevin's up here putting the seat, some armrest in. Looking beautiful, ain't it?
That's right.
And the bad thing is I can't stick this camera nowhere anymore.
Oh, you still
My
will.
magnetic mount's gonna mess up the paint.
No, it ain't gonna mess it up.
Did I give you the tools? That's about where I put the other side. The new owner can adjust accordingly. Kevin says we should send it to Meekum auction just like all these shows do. Build it on the show and send it to the auction.
Okay.
I don't know how that would go at Meekum, bud.
Well, they'd be pretty upset when this thing starts clapping across the floor.
You know,
Rolling coal in there.
everybody's gonna be wondering about your gold chain you got there.
Oh, Tucker gave it
Your
to
friend
me. It's
Tucker
my-
stopped at
my
the
new
hardware
Mr.
store
T
and got a
starter
chain.
kit.
Everybody's gonna start calling you Mr. T now. What else we got? I see we're missing the knob here for the old bucket. About it up there. We got tracks and stickers. Put the stickers on last. Hunter's over here cleaning off the brand new ITR track assemblies. We are a dealer for ITR America, so if you guys need some tracks, hit us up. We can help you out. So they come, they got this grease stuff on them from the factory. You gotta get those all cleaned up and whatnot. So there's actually two options of style of rails for these machines. This is what they call the sealed and lubricated. There's actually oil inside these pins and bushings. There's where they inject oil and put that plug in there. There's actually a cheaper version of just the dry track chain. So basically there's no oil injected in there. So the big thing with those is they do not have the alligator style link here where they bolt together. They actually just have a master pin. You actually have to drive those in. We do have a track press up here where you can press those in. I could have saved myself $1,000 and went that route. The problem is, why is this? It's probably not going to run it that many hours. With that being said, the dry type of tracks, being they don't have any oil in there, if this machine sets a long time, those things will actually freeze and get stiff. I don't know if you guys ever seen knotted tracks up before, but that's a big problem with once they get knotted up like that, they never come loose usually. So that's why I opted to spend an extra $1,000. We got lubricated tracks. They're not going to knot up like that because this machine, usually a machine like this, is not going to run that many hours a year if a farmer or somebody buys it. The other big advantage is if something breaks, say a roller goes bad or final drive or something, all you got to do is take the 4 bolts out of the track pad, pull it apart. You're not driving a pin out with a sledgehammer and torches if you don't have the right track press. Just makes life a lot easier, but something a little extra we tend to do. Like I said, I could have saved myself $1,000 or better and just throw the dry chains on it, send it down the road. But whoever buys this is going to have life a lot easier with those lubricated chains. So Mr. Kevin's over here putting on some of Tucker's decals. Looking good. You got what, just one in the back and 2 on each side?
Not a lot.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Definitely looking good. All right, got our chain stretched out. We actually put the other side on already. We're gonna show you guys in real time here how we pull them on here with the forklift. We'll pull them on, put them on the back sprocket here and fasten the links up. Ready to get this stuff on you, bud?
Well, once it's on you, it's on you.
There you go.
Didn't have my mouse right.
Guys, I'm wondering why we're only putting 2 bolts in. Actually, somehow we lost a set of bolts somewhere in transit. We're just putting 2 on for now, and we'll put the rest on later. All right, Hunter's gonna grease up the tracks. Remember, we put new seals in there. It's actually just a big piston. It's gonna pump that grease in there and tighten her up, just that easy. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Just gonna push that front idler out.
Oh yeah, that one's moving.
See it walking forward there.
Slow, bud. Must be working.
Probably good till we set her down on the ground, Hunter. We want about 1.5 inches of sag or so in that top between the front idler and the roller. When they're new, we might leave them a little bit tight so they'll break in a little bit. So next step is to set her down on the ground. all right, we're about done with it, ain't we?
That's right.
It's getting ready to go outside to see Mr. J.
Takes pictures.
Jay's gonna do another video on this thing on his channel, or my channel, our channel.
It'll be on the sales channel.
CC, what's it called? CC Surplus Sales Videos.
Yep.
So you guys want to see this equipment's done, we've been working on, go over to that channel, CC Surplus Sales Videos.
555 was posted yesterday.
Yep, you can go over and watch a little walk around of all those vehicles. Hunter, have you ever drove a 455E before?
How to?
You know how to do it?
Not get wild, bub.
Got to make sure your thing's up here so it'll start.
You're good.
So it's in second gear. No, it's in first.
gear.
Okay, you can go out in first. So this is your, you got high, low, that's forward, that's reverse. You don't have to use the clutch pedal when you kick it in.
Is there a parking brake release these or something?
Nope, they're up.
Oh, they're up?
This is your throttle here.
Got it.
Yeah, there's no parking brake on these, so
Got it.
turn your key on there and fire up. Don't give it any throttle. Flip that up so you got her down. Just put it all the way in low, all the way forward. If you want to stop, you either got to push the clutch pedal in or put that in neutral. You got your steering brakes there and that's your clutch pedal. That'll work. Well, there she is. All done and good. Hey, Hunter, I was thinking of something. On my desk in there is actually a tag. We can put zip tied on the handle there. It talks about that engine's got brake-in oil in it. The next person knows you want to get it, so that is a wrap on this one, folks. You guys seen us drag this thing in when it wasn't running, motors locked up, rebuilt the engine. Kevin painted it, put new undercarriage under it. It's $1 million tractor, isn't it?
$1.2 million.
So if you guys want to see this thing up for sale, head over to our website, ccsurplus.com. Jay will have it up for sale and all that good stuff. So it's pretty much a brand new old one. It all lasts somebody a long time for sure. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, give us a thumbs up. If you're interested in this, hit Jay up, because Kevin needs paid for sure. He's not been getting paid. Hey Kevin, are you gonna get paid now? You need to get somebody to buy this so you can get a paycheck.
Hey, somebody buy that thing. I want to pay.
It is Friday, you know.
Yeah. We'll have it sold before the video comes out.
So Kevin needs paid, so if you guys are interested in a super nice little track loader.
Done worked here for a month straight, nothing but hugs and handshakes.
Yeah, we need all
super sweet gold chain.
we need all the help we can get. So guys, we appreciate you watching and everything. We'll catch you guys next time.